But there we go. I got my wrong mic on. Hey everybody. So, hey, Dave's here. So we got a big plan today. I've been spending quite a bit of time this week trying to get ready for, well, not this week, but in the last hour, trying to get ready for what I'm going to do in the stream. And it's probably going to be a total disaster, so it should be fun. But it's mostly talking about character rigs and character animations and that kind of stuff. 1 week equally. It's about equivalent, you know, in a week, about an hour's worth of work. But anyway, so this is in conjunction to a discussion we had during our open session about how the struggles animators are having trying to get characters to be animatable and then also get them to work in the engine. And I don't have a solution. I'm just like, here's another workflow. I figured I haven't talked about it in a while on my stream. I was considering even working through maybe doing a motion builder workflow, but that's all going to happen after we talk about this Rococo, which is one of my students this week came to my Q&A saying, I'm trying to get this Rococo live link to work. And I'm like, what? Do you have a Rococo live link? And it turns out you can just do it for free without the suit. And they have, Rococo has this big library of motion capture, which I knew about a little bit because it's actually included in your version of Maya. And I don't really understand how to use it very much. So I was hoping to explore that today and figure out what we can do with that. And also what kind of skeleton is that? And how compatible is that skeleton with everything else? And if we can maybe not only bring it into Unreal, but can we bring it into Motion Builder? And can we start retargeting motion onto a mannequin or figure out those kind of workflows? So that's kind of where I'm exploring today. I had this other idea to work on what I was trying to do last week, which was get this rigging tool set in Maya working, but I never actually had a chance to check out how to do the scripting behind the scenes, so it sounds kind of risky and dangerous, so I'm not going to go down that road unless I run out of stuff to talk about, but chances are I'll probably have lots of stuff to do. So anyways, that's kind of the plan today. I'm going to go through the process of what the Rococo was. I did a little bit of previs or R&D, so to speak, trying to get that ready just to make sure that it's possible. And I almost got caught. Well, to be honest, I still don't know if it's possible. Never quite got far enough to finish it, but I got pretty far. And so we're going to see if we can finish the whole thing and get some actual action going on. If you go to the Rococo website, you can sign in, and they have the Studio Live and plugins. What you have to do is install a software. I don't even know if this is where the software is, actually. Smart Suit Pro. Oh man, I don't even remember where I installed it from. Anyway, from here there's a free software that you can download that will give you the side. I gotta change this music. This is very distracting. Let's go to the chill pop one. And let me just try and find this software that I just closed. So it's called Rococo Studio, and it's a third-party software package that sits on your computer. That's the one that would connect to the Rococo suit. I guess I should talk about what a Rococo suit is for everyone. It's been around for a while. It's like a motion capturing suit that doesn't require like Vicon cameras and that sort of stuff, because it's basically there's these detectors inside of your suit that determine the rotation changes that happen between important points in your body. And so it's all just basically detecting rotations. And Rococo, I think, was the one that was like a Kickstarter campaign that got really popular and very inexpensive, about, I don't know, almost 10 years ago. And then and then they've kind of turned into a regular company. It still costs a few $1,000s to buy one, but they're designed to be pretty affordable mocap solution. So what you would do is you'd have your Rococo suit, it would capturing this data, you'd be putting it into this software, and the software would be able to see the motion. So you can download the software for free. You can open up this sample, these samples of motion capture that are happening. They have a capturing device for your face as well as the body, apparently. And it allows you to obviously preview the animation. Now, the next step is to take that motion and like they've got this giant library of motion capture animation, and I honestly don't know how to find where it all exists or not. Oh, it looks like you have to pay for these ones. Oh, then there you go. And again, Maya has access to this library as well, and I haven't actually explored it, but it might very well be compatible with the same skeleton as this skeleton. So what we're trying to do though is get this to take the data and bring it over to Unreal without having to export them as FBXs. You live link them, and this is what my student was doing, was live linking it to Unreal and then using the take capture to record the motion inside of Unreal, which is essentially the workflow that you would want to do when you're trying to do motion capture captures. So in order for you to have access to the Studio Live, you have to have a license, which I was like, oh, I gotta have a license, that's no good. You gotta have the plus trial or the plus plan, but you can just click this blue button and you get the trial version for a month. I just click the blue button and it now has a trial period, and I now have access to this menu. And this menu gives you the ability to live link it to lots of different programs. I'm interested in the Motion Builder one and the Unreal one, but there's one for Maya, Houdini, Blender, all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty neat to see that much compatibility. I'm not sure what the process is for most of it. I guess you can see here they've got different things that are supported and some of them aren't supported. But what we're going to try to do first is the Unreal Engine. So enable it, have a data stream on a certain channel, and I'm going to turn it on, but we don't know if this is going to work yet. So we're going to just see how far we can get. And my plan B, if this doesn't work, is to just work with a Motion Builder pipeline. So we've got that set up. It's enabled. We have motion hopefully getting streamed out. And if not, we'll find out what we have to do. So I'm going to open up a version of Unreal that has the third person template. And this is one of the areas that I'm still not sure about, is like, does this work on any skeleton? Will it retarget? Oh yeah, it does, because it's asking for the asset type. So yeah, it's supposed to retarget it to the other skeleton. That's kind of cool. So I'm going to open up the third person template. I'm a little bit concerned I may have saved some stuff, which forces it to be already partially set up. Yeah, it is technically partially set up. Oh well, I'll just show you what I did. So plugins. So you have to get a plugin, and the plugin is called Smart Suit Live Studio. So that one's already enabled, and that's going to allow us to talk to the other software, hopefully. So this you have to download from the marketplace, and it's not that hard to do if you go through the instructions of the Rococo site. I do find that you can't just click in the marketplace and search for it. You have to like follow this link. So Live Studio, Live Plugins, Unreal, installing Rococo. This takes you through like the instructions portion. Here's the Live Link plugin that is for Unreal, and you can open it up in the launcher. So far that's been pretty successful, even for 4.27. That's pretty good. So we got that in there. And then the rest of the instructions so far that I've gone through is been, you know, building an animation blueprint. What happened to my site that I was looking at there? I don't know. Try this one. Where am I here? Oh yeah, this looks like it. So we're gonna go through those steps because I don't think I've saved the animation blueprint, hopefully, so that we can go through it. It's not too complicated. So we'll jump back to Unreal. I'm using the mannequin. I'm gonna right click on the skeletal mesh. And we're gonna create a animation blueprint that I'm not gonna use the same ones that already exist. I'm gonna just make another one. And I'll have to make sure that the character blueprint or whatever I'm using is using this proper animation blueprint. So okay, Rococo, and they take you right to the anim graph, which is where they're telling you to do some instructions here. Here's the process: going to the live studio, turning it on, enabling it. Oh, here's a step that I almost forgot, is drag the Rococo receiver inside the viewport. Let's see, maybe this will fix some of the problems that I was running into before. Hopefully. I've installed the plugin, set up a scene before, please follow this article, setting up a scene, search bar, type Rococo receiver. Pretty sure I did this part as well, but let's just do it again. So there's our Rococo receiver to take in that live link. I'll drag it into my scene. It gives me the Rococo port number, which is, I think the number was actually different, so let me just double check here. 14045, and this one is not the right window. 14045. Okay, so maybe it remembered from last time. All right, so continuing on, configure the Rococo receiver to have the same port number, matching the port. It's 403, but whatever, they're the same. Setting up your character. Import your character. So it's telling you to import your character, but we're just using the mannequin, which should be perfectly fine. In fact, you know, a little more reliable because I know that for sure it's set up correctly. They're not saying anything about if your character isn't using an existing skeleton. Well, they're not saying anything about what type of skeleton it is. That should be fine. So you go inside the animation blueprint and you add all these features, which I did before, and it wasn't too big of a deal. Mostly they're just using options that come in from the plugin. So Rococo, got Rococo body and face. We actually want one of each. And what they're doing is they're making sure that the name is using the same variable, so we can promote this to a variable, and that way we can use it for both of them. I'm not sure what the actor name is supposed to be, but hopefully we're going to get to that part. And I believe that is the data that's going to drive the animation of the character. Hey, we have a Fidelinia graphic. Fidelinia? Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining. So that should be correct. Component to local, sends it over, got the two names of the actor. I think the actor name they said was just to be Mike, so if I compile it, I can just say Mike. I don't know, that was what they said, but I'm not sure where they're getting this information from exactly. So that's there. type in the actor profile name from studio, hit apply. Click and compile the blueprint. This is the part we just did. That's the part. Right click on the content browser, navigate, miscellaneous. Oh yeah, so this is the part I got stuck at. So here we go. Let's see what happens. So basically what they have is a data asset that gives you a place to put your conversion of joint names, so that if you have your skeleton is slightly different than their skeleton, then you can basically you're retargeting it so that it'll match. But if I can't find this node, I feel like it's a very custom node. It's called Smart Suit Body Mocap Data. And oh, what do we got this warning for here? Oh, let's just take a look here. What are we missing? Missing there's some information there that isn't existing. So retarget class asset. That's always concerning. Huh. Rococo body map data. That looks good. That's what I want. Body map data. Where do I find this? This is probably what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like the instructions are out of date, because even in the very beginning they're talking about using Unreal 4.25, and I'm like, ooh, because I'm on 4.27 here. Asset class reference, class script live link remap asset. Well, it sure seems like this is possible somewhere. Definitely calling it live link remap asset as opposed to Rococo. Hey, another Majenga. Majenga? Sorry for doing a terrible job saying your name, but thank you for joining. Hopefully you'll find this interesting. I'm trying to do some Rococo live linking. I haven't actually done it before, so we may or may not get this to work. Override map is not set. So is this also where we have to do a body? Oh, so this is body mocap data and this is face mocap data. So that wasn't even the right. I gotta make sure I get them correct here. What's the other one? Remap asset. Oh, that looks good too. What's the deal? Why is there another one there? What's up with these? These are like live link as well. So what's the difference? I don't know. Anyways, we'll keep going. See if we can get this. It's possible that if I promote this to a variable, that we might be able to like locate it better. It's using a particular type of asset here. Variable name, variable type, asset. Maybe that's. I'm hoping that I can just see the properties in here or something. That would be awesome. Let me compile it. Okay, so this is the retarget asset. Map data asset doesn't really exist yet. Why does it seem so? Create a new blueprint. Okay. New live link remap asset data. Let's try it. Made a new blueprint. Doesn't have anything in it. It's completely empty. How would I be able to map two things? I don't think I would be able to. Well, let's see if I can find this asset that I keep finding over and over again. All right, here we go. So this is the part that I couldn't get working in the instructions. It says, what's this part? This is the Anim blueprint. That's the part where we're talking about making the mic. Okay, here it is. They want you to go to miscellaneous, create a data asset, and that's going to give you a window that looks like this. That gives you a chance to map it. So I'm going to right click on here. We're going to go miscellaneous, data asset, and now it's going to look for whatever it is we're trying to do here. So Rococo, no. Live link, no. I'm missing something right at this stage here. There really isn't that many types of data assets available. So I'm not sure what that means. So that's why I was hoping for another alternative, which maybe there is. I just haven't quite seen that. I'm looking for this list. It says Smart Suit Body Mocap Data. That's what it's trying to create a dialog data asset and select Smart Suit Body Data Type in the Pick Data Asset class dialog. Name it something like Character Bone Map. So one more time, because I didn't actually type that specifically. Miscellaneous data asset. It's looking for Smart Suit in the Pick Data Asset class. There it is up there. Yeah, so it's just not there. Map. Data. I mean, there's just that many options. So I feel like what they did was they pulled it out of this option here and they've replaced it with something else, somewhere else, especially since they've added these options here that never used to be there. But I need to be able to like get in there and modify this. I can't just... All right. So it's the right data type. It has a retarget asset. I should be able to pull it from this list, which I can. So that's good. What does that do? I'm sure we're listening to the same song over and over again. Well, let's see what that asset, I made this live link remap asset thing here. What's the parent class? Parent class is a C++ object. So that's not going to be it. Here's a Smart Suit controller. That's not what I need. Let me do a quick search here. I'm sure other people have gotten stuck here. Should I see? I'd ask my student. I should ask her. She seems to have figured it out. Let's see what we got here. Nothing. Wow, that was really that was disappointing. I was hoping for something more than that. Like a place where there's like help or something where you can ask these questions. And And is it maybe because I'm using 4.27? Well, it might be. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty lost at this point, fortunately. Because I really need to be able to retarget it to something. Well, let's just keep going as if we did this task and see what happens here. Oh yeah, we've totally combined it. Oh yeah, that was definitely something we did. All bone map data assets need to have the bone mappings inputted with a bone that exists on the character. Right. When the bone map is done with the anim blueprint again and click on the Rococo body pose, then you can click on the map bone overwrite and choose your data asset. The bone map is done. Open the anim blueprint, click on the Rococo body pose, and then you can click on the bone map override, which is right here. Ah, see, they're really asking for like an asset that exists in your content browser by saying that. We do not have that option at all. There's gotta be something different here. The bone map is done, override. All right, so that's good. Once you're done assigning bones, click on the compile button on the left, close the animation blueprint window. To enable Rococo Studio, go to Window, Studio Live, and under Source, click on Rococo Studio Source and Studio. Alright, so we're heading over to Live Link. We're going to hopefully find that plugin, have some enabling here. So, here's our Live Link. Live Link! Rococo, there it is. Studio. Alright, we have that hooked up. Sam is the name of the character. May have to change that. Interpolation, base interpolation. Now, if none of the joints are matched, this is never going to work. But we do have a green light, so it might seem like we've actually made a connection here. Drag and drop the character's animation blueprint of the content browser. Okay, well, apparently they wanted me to close this, and they want me to bring the character in, so I'm going to try that. Skeletal mesh. Wait, is that what they want? Skeletal mesh? Oh yeah, no, the skeletal mesh has to have the right animation blueprint assigned to it. So we need the one for the Rococo. Currently that's not giving us a lot to work with here. Support the XYZ rotations of the character is set to 0. Otherwise this could cause some issues with the bones being rotated improperly when the game starts. Oh, it says drag and drop the character's animation blueprint into the content browser. From the content browser into the scene. So that's, I've never actually done that before, but I assume that basically that's gonna shortcut what I just did. Brings the character in, has the animation blueprint assigned already. Press the play button and watch your character move. Oh, you have to play it. Oh yeah, look at that character. It's just moving like crazy. Oh, also I've done, I've disabled my input here. That was for something else. Doing a little test for another student there. I gotta go figure out where the heck that is. Where's my character blueprint? Turn that off. Alright, so that didn't change anything. That just allows me to move around now. So we definitely have an A pose. Nothing's being retargeted. It's possible that all the joints don't match the Rococo output. I am playing the data from the other one though. Maybe just hold on. Maybe I have to move back over here. It is playing. Oh, I gotta get the name right. So let me, I think the name was Sam. So I'm gonna, I don't need that open anymore. And move this to the side. We're going to open up that animation blueprint. And we're going to change this character's name to Sam. Lie. Compile. Let's get rid of this. Make it back to body. Compile. Save. Play. Boo! Alright. So we definitely have motion going on here. Input info. Sam is definitely the name. Start stream VR. Live stream on. Okay, that's because I have it enabled. We got body, locomotion 2.0. Pretty sure that should be working. So, I think the bottleneck is just on this end. So, I'm tempted to try and see what we can export from Rococo and see if we can get that true skeleton. And or, you know, I don't know, whatever this is. Retarget asset. It exists somehow. I mean, maybe we could find live link. Well, it wasn't even, was it live link? It's Rococo. We do a Rococo body map data reference, object reference. There we go. It's changing it up a bit. Can I just assign that to here? It just gets the class. Okay, so we don't even need the asset. All you're looking for is the class? Or maybe, no, that's what it looks like it says. So that's the case. Here's our retarget asset. I think that's just gonna find the same. Well, I didn't actually find any here, so that's not good. What if we just make a retarget asset or a data asset? I'm pretty sure it has to be the right one though. There's such a small amount of choices here. Current developer, none, all developers. What about show internal classes? Expand all. Man, that is so tricky right now. I don't know what it is that I went wrong with. I also wish I could somehow like generate one from here, but I don't know how to do that. Hey, Riz is here. Welcome, Riz. Alright, let's try the other idea, because this is obviously getting a little boring and frustrating. I just saw an option down here that allowed us to export, so let's see what happens here. We can export it as an FBX, BVH, CGC, CSV, and C3D. So FBX is definitely going to be the one that's compatible with what I can do in Unreal. It's going to bring in the face, but we don't really need that. Don't need the trackers. I guess we should bring the body mesh. It's going to be using the 2016 version binary. Oh, look, you can choose what kind of skeleton. You can do an HIK, or a Mixamo skeleton, or the Rococo skeleton. Or a 3D Max biped skeleton, which I'm surprised people still use that, but that's awesome. What is Unreal? Is you've been here for so many streams and you're asking me what is Unreal? Or is the question intending something different? So Rococo Newton, I think I'm gonna try it because I'm just curious to see what it is. Although I must admit, if I do Maya Human IK, that would be so much easier for me to work with because I could even have it. But I'm bringing it into Unreal. So anyway, we're gonna do this one. Export it, put it into a different thing. You really want to know what Unreal is, Riz? I can definitely talk about it if that's what you want me to know. Want me to talk about? I'm gonna put this into the Unreal folder for where I put Unreal files for the Unreal Engine. Third person template, I think that's where I'm going here. I'm just gonna put it right in the root there. And export, processing filters, exporting. This is kind of like the old school way to do it. It's not nearly as fun as doing it with live linking, because live linking is really the step towards getting proper mocap right into your character. And if it retargets is on the fly to your character, it's just a great way to grab a whole collection of libraries. But I would also be curious to see how well it works. Maybe it would be not so great quality. All right, I'm going to jump over to Unreal. We're going to import the skeletal mesh, the new skeletal mesh that we did for Rococo here. So make a new folder. Import to this folder. Sorry, and then what am I doing here? Folder, third person template, looking for FBXs. How come it's not showing up? What? That's not a good sign. That means it probably didn't work. What is going on here? So confused. Temp. Third person. There is no file. Oh, saved in scene 1. Okay, there it is. Try it again. Import. Temp, third person. Scene 1. Those are FBX. It's supposed to have the mesh and the body in it. So I'm going to do skeletal mesh, import the mesh, create a new skeleton, so keep it none. Import animations. Sure, we'll do that too. Import all. Alright, so now we have our skeletal mesh and our animation. The skeletal mesh is not in its proper T-pose, which is a problem. But we do have the animation coming in pretty clean. Let's take a look at the hierarchy. We've got, looks like a joint. Let's go, actually just look at our skeleton here. Hips, thigh, right foot, shin, toe. Yeah, that's definitely something different. Spines are the same. Shoulder, arm, left arm, forearm. Yeah, those are a bit different. So the naming convention of this is just not exactly the same. I'm not even sure if they have a T-pose version that we can use that wouldn't have this character in it, a pose here. We have a lot of different animations. How do I, like, Turn that off. Wi-Fi setup. Please connect the device. Whoa. Right, so I guess the Rococo suit probably works off of a Wi-Fi. And you've got camera, which isn't useful right now. How the heck do I get back to a T-pose here? Does any of these say T-pose? Nope. Well, does make it a little bit awkward. And that's simply because if I wanted to actually start a new project here. If I wanted to do any retargeting, look, even this is not in the T-pose. Why you got animation in here? I didn't say anything for animation. I said new scene. Make a new animation. No, we. Okay, well, I am clicking buttons like crazy here, but I haven't found anything that gives me what I want. Wait, if they have the animation right here, does that mean I can just like, can I manipulate this? Toe bend, that's like retargeting stuff probably. Right locomotion, maybe that's the IK locking so the feet sticks to the ground. This is on the right foot. Still sliding a bit. Processing changes. I wonder where the motion capture is. Locomotion. Turn that off. Drift fix, toe blend, knee pop smoothing. Oh wow. Locomotion is the translation data. Where the positional space of that character is. I actually don't know how that works in a Rococo suit because like, there's got to be something that does, like usually when you do character animations, there's something that is a translation node, and it would be the pelvis usually and how it's translating. And obviously it translates pretty accurately if it's able to do a fairly good job here. But what is capturing its translational positional space? I wonder. Does that mean you have some kind of camera system that tracks it, or does that mean it's using like a GPS thing, or how do you get that kind of accuracy? I don't really know that part. And when it comes to facial stuff, I really don't know what's going on. I just don't understand how they track any of that facial stuff. Whether that's all just via a video or whatnot, I don't know. Was there anything here for input listen port? Oh yeah, that must be for the Rococo itself. Video rest command API. Maybe there's a command that's like default pose, please. All right. Well, anyway, that's unfortunate because I may have to, I don't know, bring it into Maya or something to get that pose rate. Oh, let's try Motion Builder. Let's see if I can get Motion Builder 2022 to live link to Rococo. See if I have a bit more luck with that. So here's our Motion Builder. I think this is going to require some documentation help. Let me just see if I can go back to where I was here. Let's try. Yeah, I definitely went to the end of that tutorial. Studio Live and plugins. Unreal, Unity, Blender, Cinema 4D, Houdini, Maya, Motion Builder. Here we go. Let's see what it says here. Updated 4 days ago. Cocoa Suits Plus subscription or above. Plugin for Motion Builder dependent on the version can be downloaded here. Alright, I gotta do this. Uh-oh. What? Can we do that? I need that plugin. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. I didn't know I could just type stuff. Maybe there's some other way I can get help for how what I was trying to do there. Export options, file formats for streaming Motion Builder. I think that's going to take me where I was. Maybe this handy dandy video is going to tell me everything I need to know. Go to settings, Studio Live, drop down menu. He's done. That's all you have to do. It's easy. Oh, okay. This is on the Rococo side. Right. It's forward ported. Is going to Motion Builder. Oh my goodness. Please tell me there's a way that I can get this plugin. I feel like maybe it's because I'm not logged in. I'm hoping. I don't know. I might have to do a Google search for this too. It's like never ending challenges here. I think I'm logged in on the other account here, I think, or something. How did I do that? Oh, Abby's asking whether it's a Maya plugin. It's a Motion Builder, specifically for Motion Builder. Oh, but you're thinking, hoping, oh, let's see if the Maya plugin works. I am curious. That might actually solve some mysteries for us. Does this take us anywhere? No, that doesn't work either. Something's not right. I'm pretty sure I have to log in. Let's see if I can do this over here. Yeah, this is another challenge I've been having because I can't log in for some reason. But I'm clearly logged in over here. I'll keep trying. See if we can do this. They didn't send me. I was like, can you send me an email to change my password? No. None of that. Pretty sure I got the right email though. Alright, there's a button here that says log in. Oh, wait, what's that say? That's something else. No, that's not it. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, see? I am logged in. It's just not that website I'm logged in with. There's something else. There's like 2 different places. I'm not having a very good experience with this whole Rococo setup here. Right? We're like, what is this? This is a different thing. Okay, let's try, see if I can get to some stuff here. Maybe I'll get more up-to-date information. Download Studio, download plugin. That looks good. Let's try that again. This time we'll do all of our integrations. Steam VR, Motion Builder. There we go. Apparently there's two separate worlds. Pretty sure this will be okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright. Ah, there we go. Making progress over here. Getting some plugins installed. For all three versions of Motion Builder that I have installed currently. Probably shouldn't have had Motion Builder open at the time, but let's try it again. Reopen it. Well, that feels a lot better knowing that I'm in a different section and all of a sudden things are making more sense. I don't know where I was before though. Somehow managed to get the Unreal plugin fine. Although maybe, no, but yeah, I got it from the marketplace, so. All right, let's see if we got it from our asset browser and devices. I don't see it. Maybe it's something else. Solvers or something. Usually it's some devices, I thought. Let's see if I can get back to where I was here. Well, here's a walkthrough. Let's see what happens here. Ah, this is the old site. Here's support and services. Alright, let's try this again. So I've got this installed. Oh, I missed something here. Oh no, it was looking in the right place. Smart suit. Is there a smart suit here? I don't see a smart suit. It's not over yet. Well, let's try a different version of Motion Builder. Let's go to 2019. Oh, except for I think sometimes these take forever to load. And then I will also try reinstalling the plugin now that that's not open. So I'm going to go through the installation again. I also have a 2018 in there. Make sure 2020. Oh, I don't have 2020. I have 2022. All right. Well, maybe I will have some luck if I get 2019 open. Unfortunately, sometimes my 2019 takes about 5 minutes to open. Don't know what that's all about. But it started. That process has started. Kind of makes me wish not that Motion Builder ever changes. It's the same version year after year after year. So it doesn't really matter that I don't have 2020, but apparently I have 2018, although I haven't actually found it yet. So I'm not sure where they're getting that from. Probably like a badly uninstalled. It says I have 2020 for crying out loud. I don't even know where that's coming from. Okay, well, while we wait for that to open up, let's try something else. Let's see what else we got. My motion builder, by the way, does not usually take 5 minutes to open. That is very unusual and very weird. But I did recently find out about that and went, oh, it's not working. And then all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, like 3 versions of motion builder opened up. So I'm hoping that's similar to what I'm gonna get here. Let's go back to, what do we got here? Let's see the walkthrough for Unreal. Probably takes us to the same place. It doesn't even take us to the place at all. Like, fend for yourself. Let's see what the Maya. Let's see the Maya one. Man, they're just like giving me an MLL. Oh boy. Where's my choice to keep it? Oh, there it is, keep it. So we're gonna jump in over here, look for the Maya one, and see if we can work with that. Getting started. Alright, hopefully they're gonna be like, take the MLL and put it into a folder.
Data to character. You can also use our command API to actually control Rococo Studio from within Maya. So let's get started. In order to enable the live streaming Maya plugin, the first thing we're going to have to do is go to rococo.com and just grab the plugin. So if you go to rococo.com, you go to Learn. And
that does not look like anything I recognize.
Another little page that pops up here. And if you
What
go down to the Rococo Studio Live Plugins area, we have this Installing Rococo Live Plugin Autodesk Live. Download the plugin. Boom. Follow the instructions. You get a prompt. I've already downloaded it. Once you've downloaded that plugin, you can put it in the Documents Maya 2020 plugins folder, or you can browse to it and actually find it within Maya. We'll get to that.
Okay, so I put it in the plugins folder. Let's try it. How specific were they?
Plugin. Which actually we can do right now. Okay.
It's just right in the root of the plugins on documents, not in the program files. Oh, what version did they want me to do? 2020 is the latest one. No, not here. Not in the program files. Stop doing that. I'm gonna go to Documents. So I think I gotta create a folder called Plugins. Is that how that works? I think so. Even though that seems ridiculous, but it is actually, I think, how it works. Plug-ins. Paste that in there. Alright, let's go find Maya 2020.
Again, it's called RSLM .mml or .mll. And if we go into Maya now, boop, the way that you activate plugins in Maya is you go up to the Settings, Preferences, Plugin Manager here, click on that, and I've already got this showing up in my plugins because I placed it in that folder that Maya knows to look in, which is in my Documents, Maya 2020 Plugins folder. And actually, there was no folder called Plugins, so I had to create it.
There you go.
You can also hit Browse, and then you can, if it's on your desktop or something, I would recommend putting it in this folder just to keep things organized. But if you want, you can just browse, activate it that way, and then you know that you're activating that plugin. Okay, so now let's jump over to Rococo Studio.
All right, well, now I'm waiting for Maya to open. So I don't know what is going on here. I normally can open up Maya. I don't know what it's... I got the output window. It's coming. But where's the rest of it? Struggling here. Got nothing working for me. I think what's causing the bottleneck on some of these programs, these older ones, is the licensing. I think it's like going, it has to communicate with Autodesk whether or not I'm allowed to open the program. And it's just, I don't know whether there's a giant bottleneck there, or I think that's what's going on. And that's why all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they'll all open up at once. See, Maya 2022 can open up fine, but I'm still waiting for this other one for some reason. So, who knows what that's all about. Well, alright. Well, I'm waiting for this. I gotta come up with another plan now. This is like non-stop plans here. So the other backup idea I had was to talk about how to retarget animations, particularly animations in Motion Builder, because we have a whole situation where there's lots of different solutions for how to bring different skeletons. And what's interesting is what we're talking about today is very relevant to this problem where you have another skeleton now in the mix that has a different setup, and you can't necessarily get anything to animate with it if you wanted to hand key it. It's something we were talking about in the open session where there's like so many choices. I mean, basically you just take that mannequin skeleton from Unreal and you don't have anything to animate with it. There's no control rig that you can use in Maya that lets you animate it. Art 1 toolset is something you can get from the marketplace and allows you to actually take that and put a control rig on it. But it's not really compatible with the current versions of Maya anymore. It was kind of built for 2016, 2017. And so it doesn't really give you that flexibility. So what is your alternatives? And one of them is to bring it into HIK. Take that mannequin skeleton and retarget or apply it to an HIK skeleton so you can animate it. And it's a pain in the butt. It doesn't work that great. It's hard to animate HIK. It's not a very good solution. I haven't really got a lot of good solutions because most of them, anytime you have a system that automatically generates your control rig on top of a skeleton, needs to know what the skeleton is that it's building it onto. And even with HIK, you have to manually retarget, you have to manually dictate what each type of controller you want to use is. Like you want this joint to be assigned to that thing, all that kind of stuff. So it's a very slow process. And with like advanced skeleton, I haven't really come up with a good solution where you can do that without reskinning and rebuilding the whole skeleton. And I don't know, I just don't have a very good solution at the moment. So what I was going to go through was the process of how to do it in Motion Builder, because I haven't talked about that in a while. And I do have Motion Builder working, not the most current, I mean the most current one works pretty good. And so I'm going to go through a process where what we want to do is take the animation, or just take the skeleton, I mean, from a skeleton from Unreal, bring it out, bring it into like a mannequin skeleton, bring it into Motion Builder, build it into a characterized rig that you can animate with. And then from there you can put animations on it, retarget animations on it. We can talk about how to do, I was gonna do that with the Rococo, because if you can get a Rococo suit to have mocap, you can retarget it in Motion Builder to your mannequin rig. And I thought that was kind of cool, but I haven't really been successfully getting very close to that solution yet because of software limitations at the moment. And then there was the idea that, you know, technically if you're retargeting it live in Unreal already, I was going to see what the quality of that was going to be like. So that was another experiment I wanted to try out, see what the results we're going to compare as. So anyway, what we'll do is we'll go into Unreal, and we know that we have, like, we could use this skeleton and make a target for it too, but I'm a little bit cautious because I think that something to do with this plugin that we're going to install is going to be solving that for us already, and I think we'll benefit more if we try to do the third person mannequin as our character. And I've already retargeted this mannequin at least once into Motion Builder for various projects over the years, but I'm going to do it manually anyways because it might be interesting to watch how to do it, and plus it might help us with our next task. So I'm going to take the skeletal mesh of the mannequin wherever I can find it here. There he is. And so the pink one, we could do the female one. I've never done the female one before. Let's do that. And we're going to export that skeletal mesh to an FBX file, which will go to the we'll just put it right. Actually, we should make a source folder in our project so that we can keep these files a little more organized. For example, that scene one. Put that in there. I'll make another one for Motion Builder. Not to be confused with Maya binary. So we're going to save our FBX there. I can use 2013, but it doesn't really matter which plugin. Most of them are the same. Maybe I'll go up to 2016. I'm always a little hesitant to do the most latest ones though, because there's always like compatibility potential issues. And I don't really know if they've changed anything with FBX over the years, but maybe they have, I don't know. So we export that. And then now we go over to Motion Builder. And we're going to import that FBX. So, in fact, we could just open the FBX. This is not the right section here. Gotta go to temp. Third person template, sorry. Totally forgetting which project name was. So we should be able to open it. It brings in the Unreal intake, all the different elements that the FBX has to be able to bring in our skeletal mesh. Let me see if I can open the window for a second. It's getting warm in this room. And then having the skeleton and the mesh in here, there we go, is a good start point of where we want to go next. The character is in an A pose, so we'll have to make sure we correct that. So we're going to create a new actor. No, not. That's not what I want to do. I want to characterize the current mesh. That's what I want to do. Find a skeleton. Okay, here we go. Define a skeleton. It's a little bit different than a Maya. And we want to make sure that the definition is what the skeleton is in the character here. Geez, I hope this is the right way to do it. Usually I do it a slightly different way, but we have a character definition and it's associated to that skeleton, or do I have to make it associated to that skeleton? Let's go the old way. We're going to do it a different way. We're going to go to two planes. We're going to switch one of them to schematic view so that we can see the joints. It's basically like all the different joints and how it's hooked up in a different method here. And if I go to devices or characters, I can take a actor this way and drag it in. No, I did it again. It's character. Character, drag it in. Characterize. Red nodes are missing. Hips. Wow, there's quite a lot of nodes missing there. So when we do that, let's see what the difference is. We have the original character and this other one. If we double click on it, we can check out what the definitions were that got between them. I feel like we just did the same thing twice, so that's good. Alright, so now what we have to do is grab these different elements, and this is the tricky part because I gotta make sure I do it right. What is it again? Is it? You'd think it's middle mouse click, but it's actually holding X and dragging allows you to bring it into this mode, or you can Spino 1. What do we got here? We got pelvis, and I already tried to put Spino 3 in there, so that means Spino 3 managed to get associated, but it's not supposed to be. Let's try another way. Hold X, drag. Okay, let's select it, right click, assign selected bone, change it from the other one to this one, so now it's spine 1. Alright, I'm going to do it more the way that Maya gets done. So I just showed you two different ways. One was how to do it in the old motion builder way, and this is how you do it in the way that, the same way that you can do it in Maya. And I think we're going to stick to this one because not only does it work easier, but I think it does the mirroring as well, which we're going to see in a sec. So clavicle, let's do this is the left shoulder, so clavicle left. We're going to go in here, assign that, and it already assigns the right one for us. This is where the real benefit is. So we'll do the right arm, it finds the left arm because it's the same naming convention, and we should be able to find this one. And the hand. So once we put the hand in, it starts to go yellow, and that's just, it's going to tell me in the corner here that the validation status is not good because the arm, right arm and left arm need to be parallel to the x-axis, which means this character needs to be in a T pose, not a pose, which it currently is. Riz has to go to dinner. Oh, he came back from dinner. Welcome back. And so I'm going to keep going here with grabbing the right thigh, bringing it in. I'm forgetting what I have to do again. Right click, sign, calf, and foot. Notice that we're not doing the twist joints. Those are extra joints. I think you can actually put them in here, but they aren't necessarily a huge deal. We'll put them in anyways. Then we got a ball of the foot, which goes to the main base here. So that was, so we're getting two more errors here. This is probably that the legs aren't paralleled, although they do look pretty close, so it's kind of an unusual issue. Hips don't seem to be facing the positive Z direction. Oh, that's what it is. We should be facing in the X, I think is what they're trying to tell me. So let's try rotating this. I gotta go and go to the properties for the rotation and switch it to 90. 90? Oh look, motion builder's opened. See, what was that like? That was more than 5 minutes. That was like 10 minutes. 10 minutes of loading. Now I have motion builder 2019, motion builder 2019. Because I tried to open twice. Oh, and look at this. Now Maya's opening. Now I have Maya 2020 is finally opened. Just like I predicted, except for a little bit longer than I thought it would take. Alright, well, I guess we can go pick up where we left off for Rococo as well. I do want to get this character rotated first. Let's see, we got 90. So now we're facing down X. Facing down X is a very standard sort of thing to do for most game development. Although I'm a little bit concerned that that didn't get rid of this stuff. And this, unfortunately, this warning sign always disappears immediately. So I'm going to do a little screenshot here so I can see what it says. Hips don't seem to be facing in the positive direction of the Z axis. Oh, okay. Well, ignore what I just said about the whole down the X axis. Right. Well, back we go again. Push this back to 0. It is facing down the positive X, Z axis. It did set us up correctly here. So we're missing the reference pose as well. That's the root joint. So that would be this root joint needs to go here. And that gives us all those elements. Still not sure about these legs and why they aren't working. It's gotta be to do with this pelvis. It does have a bunch of values on it. It's not cool. And what's interesting is sometimes the female, or sometimes the mannequin characters come with all these other joints, and this mesh doesn't have any of those joints. Like all these IK joints that are connected to the hands and legs and stuff, they're not there. Anyway, to get rid of the yellow marks for the arms, I know how to do that. Let's turn on show. Oh, we do have show skeleton on. All right, let's just pick this joint for the arm, rotate it to a point where it's horizontal, which unfortunately is very, like, not accurate. Let me switch to the front view here, because what we want to do is make sure that it's horizontal but also equal with the other arm. It's possible that I can grab both of them. Let me see if I can grab both of them. No, I can't seem to do that right now. Grab both of these guys. Wow, what was that all about? Switch this over to local. There we go. So we're gonna make that hopefully equal. And then we want to go back to the perspective, because we got to get the top view to be equal to. Actually, what I want to do is top. Nice still. 2 planes. Pick both of them. Rotate. Grab both the lower arms. Rotate. Look, these aren't changing. That's not good. Not good at all. I think I'm gonna have a problem here. It's coming up pretty soon. Usually at this point it would be working fine. Doesn't seem to be parallel on the x-axis. I don't know, I'm pretty sure it is. Looks pretty parallel to me. Ugh. Alright, we have seriously something not working. I'm not sure what it is right now. As per normal for my entire session here today. think it's all got to come back down to what's going on with the Elvis. Let's just, for fun, try some stuff here. There it was. I was facing the wrong way. So when it says, well, it doesn't say it. Oh yeah, I still got it here. When it says your hips don't seem to be facing the positive direction of z-axis, then just make it so that it faces the opposite way. And then it works. I think that's probably because this is set to a minus 90 or something, which I don't remember if there's any way to like freeze that or anything. But anyway, our character is completely facing the wrong way, and that gives us the big checkbox, which allows us to do this, which I think is going to be a problem. But hey, we'll just keep going, see what happens here. We're going to lock it down, which is this little lock button is the same thing as hitting characterize. It's going to be a biped. We should have had all except for the fingers, which is fine. And then at this point, oh, which one did I do? Did I do character 1? It must have been character 1. So let's just get rid of character so I don't get confused here. Add 2 definitions. I'm gonna call this 3 for female. And at this point, now that you got your characterized, you can just say, I want to make a control rig, an IKFK/rig, or maybe just an IK rig. And it will build you a control rig that allows you to move the arm around. Oh no, we've got even more problems. Our elbow is assuming the opposite. Not sure if that's in the IK. This is probably because I had to rotate the whole character around. Alright, let's take a look. I'm just curious before we get too deep into this. Character settings. Is there an option? Never really had this problem before, so I'm not even sure whether this is going to be something I can change. Not really sure where to look for this. Well, that is frustrating. Okay, well anyway, I'm spending too long getting stuck on this. It's actually a fairly large issue because you can't animate like this, and if you don't get to choose to flip the pole vector around, then you've got yourself a problem. Because usually it's character is not flipped around the other way, and you don't have to worry about this issue normally. I mean, in theory, you could, guess, like, get the effect by FKing it, but that's not a very good solution. Well, let's see what happens if we try and try to put some mocap on it. So we're gonna get rid of our control rig here. And we're gonna go back to, like, I feel like the whole mocap is all gonna come in backwards. That's what's gonna happen. Like, this character's gonna be walking around like in this creepy way. We're gonna save this as the not that right now. With a motion builder at the end. So we'll save that. Let's close this. Let's grab Motion Builder 2019. Let's see if we got the device in here. There it is. Coco actor. Yes! We're gonna make some progress here. Let's go and open up our other scene. Okay, so here we got our motion. Now we're gonna make sure we open up our live studio for, we'll turn off Unreal for now. Go over to Motion Builder, turn it on. We got 14043 as our connection point. So we're gonna have to make sure that that is correctly set up on Motion Builder's side. So I actually gotta go find some help documentation at this point because I am totally unsure what to do next. So we're gonna go to Alright, plugins, Motion Builder, tutorial,
when that's in place, I'm ready to go into Motion Builder. I already opened Motion Builder, I did install the plugin, and you will find the plugin under Templates, Devices, and then the Smart Suite. You drag the Smart Suite into the scene, and here you see the new options you get. First, I changed the streaming port.
Okay, let's try that. So we're gonna take, now we've got a different set of options as usual. We've got Rococo, Actor, and Prop. I'm gonna go with Actor. Drag it in. There we go. We got 14043. Let's just double check that that's the same number. 14043. That looks good. Jump back to Motion Builder. 140. This is decimal numbers. 14043. Jump over back to the tutorial for a sec.
To the same port I just entered in Smart Studio. I changed the command port to a random number, just different than 5000.
Oh, really? Okay, they just changed that for me, I guess. I don't know. This is difficult when we're out of date.
A new character.
Oh, okay.
Characterize that character.
That's important. Let's try that out. That looks pretty good. We just create a new character. Yes, it worked. And characterize a new character. Yes, that's awesome. Look at that. We got the definition. some nodes are almost the same position. Okay, that's not really a big deal. Cool, we just have our characterized skeleton. That's awesome. That's what we were trying to do with the Unreal Mannequin. Took so a lot longer. If we didn't have any fancy scripts, so to help us out.
Click
Alright.
online, and then I can see I'm online in motion.
What? That's all it takes? Oh my goodness, we're almost there. Let's see what happens. Online. Oh my goodness, it's almost working. Quickly. Hit play. I'm gonna have to put this over on the other screen here so that I can do this. Look at that, it worked. Oh man. We've actually had some luck today. Holy cow. Took me an hour and a half to get to this point. Alright, so that's cool. Well, it looks like I can just... I should be able to like just scrub and play whatever I want. So what I can do now that I have it running in Motion Builder, and this is why Motion Builder is a lot of fun, and is that you can pretty much drive any character you want with now that you've got a character with motion on it. So we're gonna try and import our, we're gonna merge our female mannequin motion retargeted thing. And we're merging it in, so we're getting some slightly different looking icons, but not too worried about what we're merging in. I guess we don't need the animation take. Apply, mute. Okay, we're just gonna merge whatever. All right, so now we have two characters going on. One of them is still running mocap, and we'll see that these two characters are actually two different character slots here. So I should be able to jump over to the UE4 female and say, can you do whatever the Smart Suit Hips is doing? And it will do it, assuming that this animation doesn't stop looping. And as we were predicting, the character is invertedly backwards, which is not good. But it is driving the other character. So I just think that hips thing is totally not supposed to be like that. So I'll show you how you fix it. Well, at least how we can put it back and see what happens here. So we're gonna go back to stance for that character, for the UE4 female character. We gotta uncharacterize it. So we'll turn off the checkbox, remove the characterization. That brings us back to a point where we can modify what's going on here. And even though we're getting all green checkboxes, we're gonna go back to the yellow, which actually I think stops you from characterizing it, so that's gonna be a problem. But we're definitely gonna want to fix this. So we're gonna grab we're gonna go over to our two planes, switch that to schematic view. Gotta use my Maya hotkeys here to navigate. I'm using my Maya navigate tools because when you first open it, you get interaction mode and it says, do you want to use Maya? So for the most part, I'm using Maya keys. The only time it gets really weird is this whole, like, you have to hold X and drag things. Like if you want to drag an object into these slots, you gotta hold X and drag it, which is like such an obscure one, but I'm just saying it twice because who knows, maybe that'll help you one day. So we're gonna grab our pelvis and we're gonna rotate it back so that it's facing the other way again. And then we're gonna get all these errors. Well, technically they're warnings, so hopefully that's gonna allow us to still do what we want to do. Can we say minus 90, positive 90? All right, and then we want to lock it back down again, which is the same as hitting characterize, biped. Let's just throw a control rig on here for a second for fun. Let's make sure we're not in this crazy mode. We're going to switch over to this mode. I can move stuff. Oh, the elbows are still going backwards. Yeah, I was not expecting that part. Ooh. I'm deleting the control rig from a totally different way to do it, but I was just doing that for fun. Okay, so we're gonna take the UE4 and we're gonna drive it based on what's going on with the smart suit hips, which is not accurate. The arms are way up in the air. The knees are crossed. Just, it does feel like all the values being retargeted are inverted. Like the hips are supposed to be facing the other way. Ah, man, what else can I do here? This is totally not working. We go back to this female character. We go back to stance, because you're the T-pose. We know that the hips have to be facing the other way. I'm not sure. What do we do? Oh look, now we're getting a -90 on the hips. Can we just say 0 to that? No, we can't. We're not actually allowed to do that right now. Oh, we're characterized. We got uncharacterized, unlock. So we grab that hips, can we say 0? Oh, that's a different kind of 90 degrees. That says its characterization is valid. What? No. Not right. Alright, so that's made it valid as well. Which is what we don't want. Let's say take the root, and can we like flip that 180 degrees? And now the root is flipped, the pelvis is flipped. It still doesn't let us do this though. Does not look promising. We'll lock it again. Biped. Put a control rig on here. Make sure we're not in that mode. Can we not select the mesh? Elbows are still inverted. What a mess. I don't know what's up with this female rig. It never used to be like that. Alright, I'm just kind of curious. Let's just jump back into a non... Let's do the regular character skeleton mesh. See if we have the same problem. If we do, then obviously I'm doing something wrong or something's changed in the pipeline, but it used to be pretty good for this. I don't know why it's changed. So we're going to export the regular mannequin skeleton. Export it back out here. We're going to jump back into motion builder. We should probably do a new scene. Or this is 2019. I'm going to go to 2012, 2020. Well, maybe it was. Let's see if I can open up motion, another version of motion 2019. There we go. 2019 opens up no problem now. So we're going to import or open up that FBX that we exported. That's the male one. Let it do whatever it's doing. See, there's all the extra joints that were not in the female for some reason. We're going to define the skeleton. We have to go through this whole process again. Character definition. Oh, yeah, I guess the best way to do it is to... So we're going to go switch over to 2 planes. Schematic. Grab the root. Right click, assign. Pelvis. Right click, assign. Spino 1, assign. Spino 2, assign. Spino 3, assign. Right, left clavicle. Oh, I wonder if it's because I did the whole thing backwards. Is that possible? I may have done that. So this is the left, but that's the right side. So left, this is his left shoulder, assign. Upper arm, assign. Lower arm, and we're not going to bother with fingers because I got to make sure everything else works. We're going to find out real soon whether this is going to work. So we got to do the left thigh goes this side. Look at that, it's green, it's not yellow. This one's going to work. But it's like, what happened with the female? Is it because I screwed it up? Or maybe I put those twist joints in too. I don't know if that had any of it. I think I just screwed it up because I was doing the wrong side. Alright, let's try this. Oh, I gotta do the head. I forgot to do the head for the other character. It's alright, I got it all saved. I can go back. I gotta find the head though. Where is it here? Neck. Head. We gotta bring the arms up. Upper arm. Left upper arm. Rotate. Switch to local. Let's check out the... Whoops, not schematic. Front view. Let's go to the top view. Don't do that. Top view. Oh, it's still not turning green yet. That's not a good sign. Oh. Seems to be getting close, maybe. Might leave a little bit of bend in there. I'm a little bit worried I'm gonna get that reverse elbow thing again, which would be really bad. There we go. I rotated it just enough so everything turned green. Okay. Now, we go back to perspective. These IK handle joints, doesn't really matter that they're totally not in the right place. Let's go to characterize biped. Let's just throw a control rig on it. Let's see if we get proper actions. I'm expecting it to work. Okay, we gotta stop with the mesh selection. It looks like it's a low poly on here. One way that you can stop selecting meshes is by creating a group. And with the objects you have selected, you can say, I don't want to, well, I don't want to show it, but I don't want to pick it either. I don't think I should have put the proxy meshes in here. So I can update it if I select it, select the mesh, say update. I think I gotta pick all the meshes though. Oh man, where are these meshes? It's confusing because I've got multiple meshes in here. So we're gonna say update with multiple meshes selected. Turn that off. We still have a third mesh in here. And I'm having trouble here. How do I get all the meshes selected? Do that. And then update. And then turn them off. There we go. But instead of turning them off, I just want to make it so I can't pick them. And then that way, if I double click, I can deselect, pick the control. Please let me pick the control. And there we go, the elbow goes the right way. Holy cow, that took forever to figure that out. So if you ever wanted to do a different control system than what you can see here, you can change the type of look, the rig look. You can switch it from wire to stick to box. So I don't know, sometimes box is a lot easier to pick, I think. I did notice that the pole vector is no longer visible in the box mode though, so that's kind of interesting. Anyways, that gives us the control rig that we can animate with, which, going back to the very beginning of our whole discussion, this is what the whole point was, is to have something we can animate with. I haven't even talked about how to animate yet because it's just been too many struggles today. I was going to do that though. I was going to try to do some animation. So we're going to save this as the same thing, but binary. Not Maya binary. Motion builder. we'll save that. I do want to see if this character, just for the sake of all of our sanity, or at least mine, I don't know if it cares, if you guys care at all, but let's see what happened here with this one. So I'm going to open up the female rig, the one that keeps going backwards. We're going to turn off the characterization so that we can go back to setting it up. And I'm going to switch over to schematic view so that we can see what we got here. Look at this, look at this. It's the right arm on the left arm. It was, I did it totally wrong the whole time. So it's at the left arm over here. There you go, that's your symptom if you do it wrong. Because it needs to be the other way. Not sure if it's worth going through this, but I don't think it'll take that long. It keeps asking me, do I want to replace the previous one? And I'm like, yes, yes, please. Oh, actually, I did the wrong joint here. Hand goes here, assign. Lower arm goes here, assign. What is going on here? Hand. This one. Assign. Okay. That's okay that it's yellow, but let's see what happens with the legs. Oh, and I think I actually got the pelvis all flipped around still, don't I? Yeah, I do, because it's supposed to be facing down the Z, not up the Z. Oh, actually, it would almost have been easier just to start from scratch, eh? It is easier to start from scratch. Let me choose that. Open the original straight from Unreal. Grab a skeleton definition. We grab the left clavicle, assign it to the left clavicle, left upper arm, left lower arm. And I think what I'm going to do is not bother going through the whole process, but I do want to make sure that the left leg, when I do it here, doesn't go yellow, so that's good. Alright, so we were on the right track with fixing this. Because it's no longer saying that the legs are all backwards. Alright, I'm going to save this as the Maya binary one, but we're going to use the other skeleton for now. And so we're going to get rid of this character, which is a little bit harder than it looks. You have to actually not only get rid of this characterization, which is this one, you got to get rid of the control rig. So right click, delete, confirm, get rid of all the control rig. Then you gotta get rid of the characterization. So delete, oh wait, hold on, what's this? Wait, what are we doing here? No, I don't want to delete that one, that's the one I want to keep. So we got rid of the characterization for the other mannequin. Now I have to get rid of the skeleton and the mesh. So delete, confirm. Oh no, I'm supposed to pick the whole hierarchy. Darn it. Hold on. I think if I actually go in here and hold spacebar. Spacebar and right click, it picks the whole hierarchy. Then I can delete it. That's how you get rid of the existing skeleton. I think. Uh-oh, there's a lot of objects in that scene still. Oh, look, my control rig is still there. I thought I got rid of it. Get rid of this thing. Go. Alright, so we're just back to the one thing. And now I'm going to import and merge in the male mannequin. Wait, I did the wrong one. Hold on. Merge in the male mannequin with the MB because it has to be, that's the one that's been characterized. I won't bring in the animation take, merge it in. So there he is. He's even got a control rig, which I don't think we needed. Well, let's hold on to the control rig. So we're going to switch to the right character. So it's called character, but we should probably have renamed it to UV4 male. I should have done that in the other file. So now you can see that the UV4 male is the other character. We pick that and we say, I want you to follow what's going on with the smart suit. And now we get the motion from the two of them driving each other. We're definitely getting some retargeting differences here. And this is where things get tricky, because now I gotta come in here, my character settings for the UV4 male, which is being driven by the smart suit, and potentially solve some of these problems with some of these options, which I wish I could say I'm a master at it, but I really not only don't do this normally, but also it's been a long time since I've done all this. Space compensation. Match source. So as you can see, there's a lot of settings here, and it gets pretty complicated because they're basically doing, there's a whole bunch, it's kind of like what Mixamo can do, where they have a bunch of sliders that you can mess with, but this one's like way more in depth, to the point where it's actually less useful, I would say, almost at this point, because I'm not sure what I'm doing here. But this is how it works. What I'm trying to do is look for something that allows the... Oh, that did change. His footstep was much smaller there. Let's just try resetting those properties again. Here, what was this? Top spine correction, lower spine correction, finger correction. See, now he's taking a nice full step here, but if I was changing this, even though it didn't look like I was doing anything, the full step would be totally different. Let's see if I can get to that stage again. I need him to be walking. Take that step, go! Take that step, man. No, that didn't do anything. Is it this one? Oh man, what did I do? Action compensation, was that it? Let's reset it all again. Right, so anyway. Oh, what if we just do that? So the arm, oh no, it doesn't look very good. The arm offset that's happening there might be because our T-pose wasn't quite matched up very well with the other T-pose. And that might be just all that is. And maybe it's the clavicle or something. So, for example, we take our characterization and turn it off. It just could be very well like the shoulder comes back too far here, and I needed to take that clavicle and move it back a bit. And I know this doesn't really make the whole project feel easy to work with, and lots of, compared to like the workflow that you have to do in Unreal, but it's, if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm constantly switching back and forth, on and off. It gives you lots of time to iterate, and in Unreal, when you try to do your retargeting, it's just like, this is what you got, and if you don't like it, you have to delete it, try some other, like it's, you know, you would be doing a retarget T-pose again, but you'd be doing it in a completely different process where you're working very blindly. So this one, at least you got a lot of back and forth and trying ideas out and being able to see your results right away, to make sure that you're reducing the amount of cleanup required as possible. If you can get that retarget to be nice and accurate in the beginning, it saves you from having to like sit there and try to tweak it with animation, which is something we never got into, but it's also something you would do inside of Motion Builder. You'd be able to build your animation layers and start tweaking and manipulating on top of it after you've baked it, which I didn't really talk about, but let's just quickly cover that. So let's say you've got your UE4 character, you are oh, I have lost my characterization. Turn on the characterization. Drive it by the other suit. Let's say we want this motion to actually exist on our skeleton instead of just being temporarily driven. We'd go to bake plot to the skeleton, go to the option box, just plot it, go. Now what we have is an animation on not seeing the animation. Oh, what a way to end my stream. What did I do wrong? That was supposed to work. Go back to driving it. Let's go to bake to skeleton option box. 30 frames a second, gimbal killer. Constant key reducer. Plot on frame. What am I not doing here? We're only plotting the one frame. We're not getting any new takes. Oh my goodness, I still don't know what's going on. That usually works, so I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get that to work at the end of the day. Well, anyway, normally that would work, and then you I hate it when it ends like this. Normally that would work, and you'd have your animation on your skeleton, and then that skeleton you can export to Unreal. I'll have to figure out why exactly that just gave me one pose instead of the whole thing. So if I switch it back to none, you can see that pose is baked to the skeleton. There's just no motion. Dave almost got it. Yeah, that's hilarious. Anyways, we got some stuff done. We were working away with trying to figure out how to Rococo driving it. We are technically driving this live, which is kind of cool. But it's does require a bit of finessing to get some stuff working, and then you have to think of like, what's your bigger picture goal? What skeleton do you actually want this to be driving on? You could, in theory, use Motion Builder to retarget it. We never got to Maya, but and we got stuck with Unreal because of some sort of difference between the tutorials and what I'm supposed to do. But I have seen it working, so I could probably sit down and try to figure out how to make it happen. But it's complicated. Anyways, thanks for anybody who's watching this. I'm trying to. It's a never-ending battle of trying to discover and learn and figure out how things are working. We'll see what we end up trying to do next week and see if we can uncover some of these mysteries. But anyway, I'll leave it there, and I will see you guys again next week. All right, take care, everybody.